What's going on, everybody? And today we are back again with another cool video I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna like. So today we're gonna be talking about my Panzerschreck, and we're gonna be going from the front to the back, covering pretty much everything. So to start with, this is a reproduction from IMA-USA, and also Zib Military also made these as well. For a while they're out of stock, but I believe they're available again through IMA, so be sure to check that out. This is the later war manufacturer Panzerschreck, and we'll kick it off with the front to talk about what makes it a later war one, or I should say what is a most noticeable feature compared to the early ones. So we'll start with here at the front sights. These are the later war front sights. In original photographs, I have seen the adjustment knob here in the front and in the back. The earlier sights, they were more open, and I believe they just like slid up and down, I'm not sure. But from bergflak.com's website, this is the later war sight. This is the little window here for leading an armored vehicle or a tank or whatever your primary target is. And then here we have a stabilizing bracket. On the earlier Panzerschrecks, they did not have this. They put this on here to help stabilize the weapon. So if you're, let's just say for example you're in a ditch, you're down in there and you have a tank downrange, you can plant this on the ground, and it's going to stabilize the barrel and provide you a more accurate sight picture and more likely to hit your target. So that's pretty cool. The other thing too that makes this a later war one is we have a factory produced shield, which was issued starting in January to February of 1944. Before there was an official issue shield, there was improvised shields made by like an armorer, and they varied quite often. And for the guys who did not have a shield, the regulation was to wear like a gas hood, your gas mask, and gloves to fire it, which in my opinion would suck, because I couldn't imagine being in combat trying to destroy a tank wearing a gas mask and big heavy gloves. But if you didn't wear that, you would probably get burns and backblast debris and all that stuff. So these little loops here, these are for foliage, for helping to camouflage your Panzerschreck if you're in a wood line or whatever, to help conceal you to your environment. This is the back of the shield, and here you have your sight window. And I'll try to give you guys a cool view here of what it would look like if you were firing at a target downrange. As you can see here, you have your rear sight, front sight picture, and the sight window. Then if we come down here, we see this little compartment. This is for the spare lens for the sight window. So if this broke or something like that due to debris or shrapnel or whatever would cause it to break because of this glass, so you just pop this, and in here you have a new piece of glass for your sight window. An interesting fact is that in September of 1944, in the rocket ammunition crates, everyone came with a new piece of glass, and the fire of the weapon was to keep those as extras. Another cool thing I did too, I added the Waffen-Up stamp, which is seen on originals. Up here we have the Sling, a lot of reenactors use like bread bag straps and other modified type of slings for their Panzerschrecks, but I wanted to do it right, so I did my research. I went to bergflak.com, and the original slings I see are pretty much this machine gun barrel carrier straps. It's like used on the MG42 Sparrow barrel carrier 34. This one came from at the front. This is an exact reproduction. I'll take a look here at the material. It's really nice. And then this is the back part of it. That also has a LUX maker stamp, which is a wartime manufacturer of World War II German field equipment and stuff like that. So now we'll jump down here to the firing mechanism. So if you want to put it on safe, you pull it all the way back. It locks the cocking lever back, and you cannot fire the weapon. To take it off safe, hit this button. It'll pop out a little bit, and then pull the trigger, send your rocket down range. And what happens during that process is that when you cock this back, this piece here, once you pull the trigger, watch, it will strike. This here, I honestly forget the exact name of it offhand, but its function is to send a charge through this wire to the back and to the magneto box, which would ignite the rocket and send the rocket downrange. This is the stabilizer for the shoulder. So when you're carrying or getting ready to fire it, this is what you'd put on your shoulder to help stabilize the weapon and ensure an accurate shot. And now we're going to look here at the back of it. So this is the magneto box. During the war, these came in 3 different colors from my research. They were in this color, which is a oxide red, black, and some of them were in ordnance tan, but these were painted prior to being installed to the Panzerschreck. So typically the oxide red seems to be most common, so that's what I went with. There are some originals I have seen to where in the field they were painted over in tan, but I like this color, so I went with that. This here is to make sure the rocket stays inside the tube once it's placed in there, just like a little clip. You just lift it, closes, holds the rocket in there. And I torched the little metal cage to simulate it being fired. Makes it look really cool, because a lot of reenactors, if you look at their Panzerschrecks, they're mint. Like, things never seen a rocket. Even though mine doesn't fire yet, it looks like it fired. So that's another cool little detail I wanted to do, and it looks great. Another thing I want to talk about too is the paint. So these came from the factory in ordnance tan. You do see some that were camouflaged in the field. Unfortunately, almost every reenactor who has one camouflages it, but in my opinion the plain ordnance tan was the most common, unless that you are portraying a specific unit that did in fact use camouflaged Panzerschrecks. So for me, I'm going to leave it ordnance tan. Like I said, it's the most common, and I like the look of it, me personally, way better than a camouflage Shrek. Everybody has a camouflage Shrek in reenacting whenever I do see somebody with one. So I'm going to go with what was most typical and run with this. Another cool thing I picked up from my impression was this Panzerknacker. It's a anti-tank manual. It's a reproduction, and it tells you all kinds of cool stuff about how to take out enemy armor, things like that. This one's May 13th of 1944. And it tells you like vulnerable positions on tanks. Like for example, they put the Soviet T-34 in there. They tell you kill ranges, all that kind of cool stuff. This is armor identification, which is something you want to be familiar with if you are a Panzerschreck operator, because you want to be able to identify what kind of armored vehicles you are going up against, where their strength and weaknesses are on the vehicle, so that way you can ensure that you are able to enable it as quickly as possible. Lots of cool information. We got some information here on the Panzerfaust. These are explosive charges and mines. This is for like a Molotov cocktail, basically showing throwing it like up underneath the turret. This is for the magnetic mine. This is in German, so I can't really read a lot of it. This here is about the Panzerfaust and the Schreck. And other ways to take out tanks. Apparently strap a grenade to a fuel can. You got the grenade with 6 other grenade heads tied together. Shows you positions, all kinds of cool stuff. And like I said, that this is a reproduction which was copied from an original. And this is something, in my opinion, if you are going to be a Panzerschreck gunner, you should definitely get one of these. They're really cool. I bought this one on eBay for, I think, $7 or $8 or something like that. Really cool little book. Really enjoy it. Has a lot of cool information and stuff in there, and it's a key part to have a Panzerschreck and have the anti-tank manual to go with it. I do want to mention, I do have the rockets and crates. However, they're at my friend's house. We are going to be working on them more to get them more realistic looking. They are resin replicas, so we're going to do some paint work and stuff like that on there. Once that's done, we'll do another video on that. We also have the Panzerschreck ammo crates. We got those from krautgear.com. If you guys need any crates or anything like that, be sure to check him out. I'll put a link to his website in the description. You know, if you're going to have a Panzerschreck, definitely be sure to get the ammo crates, because a lot of reenactors I see, they almost never have them. And it's the equivalent to having an MG42 and having no ammo cans. It makes no sense. So if you're going to get one of these, get the ammo crates. Definitely worth it. They're a little expensive, but if you can afford a Panzerschreck, you can afford to buy the crates. So that's the way I look at it. It's definitely a key piece of the impression. It adds authenticity and realism to it, and it's something that you would have definitely had if you were a Panzerschreck gunner. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. This is a really cool thing here that I was talking about a while back, and I knew you guys would enjoy it. So be sure to give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll be sure to respond to you guys. Subscribe for more videos and stuff like that, and we're going to have some more cool stuff coming up here in the near future. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching my videos, and I'll see you in the next one.